Okay, good. Welcome to another episode of All Sorts of Sports.
All sorts of sports.
Yeah, that was the part you waiting for, bro.
I know. I was hoping. Sometimes you say it like almost in tandem with when I say it. So I was trying.
All sorts of sports. All sorts of sports. Sports in your ass. All right, you guys can unmute yourselves now. Is it just gonna be me? Oh, it's my pod? Okay. All right, people. Sports sucks ass. All right. Sports they're not that great. But what we can talk about, and what we will talk about, is the boys. The last episode of the boys, baby. Hero.
Oh, okay. Hero, you can.
I could go. I wanted to go after
pod.
Hero, guys.
No,
I don't care.
I thought you were talking about the one that came out this week.
No, the one that came out this week was that was pretty fucking dope.
So
the end of that episode was insane.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Did you see the last episode?
No, I saw Hero Gasm, and that's where I'm caught up to. I gotta watch the last one.
This last episode, it left on a cliffhanger.
Game.
Okay.
Sports pod.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. We are here to talk.
Can I address something?
Go ahead.
Hey, fuckers! I did the one messy video. Leave me the fuck alone.
Hey, they love you.
I don't give a fuck.
Hey, look, I'm gonna go through them. I'm pick another one for you.
They all keep talking about this third edition, whatever bullshit.
Yeah, just watch it. Watch and record it.
I hate this so much.
You might end up liking the sport.
I won't. You
like,
know what?
They're not being like aggressive with you. They're just
all right.
like,
Here's what we got. If you guys want to see me watch another messy video, talk to Apple TV and Jason Sudeikis so they can drop the new fucking season of Ted Lasso, so I can give a shit again. All right, fine. We can start talking about sports and stuff.
Cool. Go ahead, Keith. Back to you.
All right, so I can talk now. That's great.
Sorts of sports. No, I'm sorry. I couldn't resist.
Keith about to leave.
Oh, so can we cancel?
Listen, hey, I'm in Memphis. So if y'all want to cancel, I am fine with it.
We'll just upload the Kendrick Lamar video 4 weeks too late.
No. Go ahead, Keith.
I thought we already uploaded it.
No, it's uploaded. It just hasn't gone live. Because then the messy video kind of got in the way. It was supposed to...
Keith, just go ahead.
That's
Keith.
insane.
Just go ahead. Just go ahead.
Okay. I guess there's a little bit of news to talk about this week in the NBA, just a little bit. If we could, kind of pivot to, player movement in the NBA, which is sometimes more talked about than games in the NBA, which is a part of the problem within, I think, discourse within fans and the media. It gets it kind of gets a little bit too much about who's on whose new team, and instead of playing the game and the effect of it and everything, how does that change it for that team? But instead of going off on a tangent, let's start with Katie requesting a trade from the Brooklyn Nets. I don't think we saw this coming after Kyrie opted in. I know I didn't. And so what are your thoughts? K-Dot, since you are, DMV, James, you are too, but, you're very loyal to your Washington sports, unfortunately. I want you to start.
James is a traitor, sons of a bitch. Right, I get it.
I'm from the Bay. Fuck you talking about?
Yeah, from the Bay. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Which is why Keem's a Warriors fan on your behalf.
I don't know why the fuck he's a Warriors fan, bro.
Yeah, but the Maverick says, but here's the thing: the Traitors thing still works regardless. You only claim the Raiders, and they don't play in the Bay. So just all right.
Well, fuck you. Go ahead. I don't have a retort. Go ahead.
No, when Kyrie signed, I didn't think it had anything to do with the KD thing off rip. Because of look, when we made the predictions last episode as far as what was going to happen, I think I said that they're either going to blow it all up or they both come back, right? But the one person that mattered more than anybody else as far as the decision was KD. No one gives a shit what Kyrie wants to do. They care about what KD wants to do. And the thing is that you can kind of tell that, if you guys actually think KD and Kyrie have been communicating throughout all this, I just don't think you know either person. Kyrie has talked about numerous times about how he's had opportunities, to communicate, and he fails to do so. Even when he did the I Am Athlete pod, he was talking about if he could do things differently back in Cleveland, he would have. But come on. Come on. Then you also know KD, which is probably what I think Harden's big issue was. Yo, why isn't anyone saying anything? And KD doesn't lead that way, right? Or he doesn't really lead at all. But the KD just keeps everything quiet. And at the end of the day, if nobody's on the same page with any of it, then everybody's going to do what it is they need to do for themselves.
He would be perfect in Philly.
I'm so glad you're making me so happy.
He would have been perfect in Philly.
I really wanted to get to this point because I wanted to roll it into the fact that that's why he's not a better player than Steph Curry all time. Really, I'll just be honest. It's the leader. It's that leadership aspect. It's that like because he said it on Twitter, and I was like, it was really like it. It was self-indicting because he was just like, I think the coach is the leader. I'm like, that's your problem. That's your problem, buddy.
They handpicked Steve Nash to be a person to just facilitate whatever they want. And no, you're the leader. Hold on, you hired me. Like, you're the reason I'm here.
And so folding that into, I think KD is a super chill guy. Obviously, KD's a what they call like a natural hooper or whatever. He just wants to play basketball, right? He just wants to go out and hoop. That's why Golden State was such a great situation for him until the noise got too loud for him. He wants to go. He needs a place where he can it needs to be low key, kind of like OKC was, to be honest with you, as far as like the media treatment. Portland, kind of throwing you softballs, like somewhere Portland. Where he can be like in a city where he can chill, be himself. Go out, doesn't have to worry too much about them haggling him. He just wants to play basketball. He doesn't want to have to like come in and like be the leader. Like he needs a team, that has a vocal leader, that has a rah guy. He just needs to be the guy that can get you buckets. That's it. He's Carmelo at 7 foot tall. Like he's Melo 7 foot tall. He just wants to get buckets. And so he needs to go somewhere that can allow him to do that. And so I feel like Phoenix and Miami, which are two of the places that he listed, especially Miami with Jimmy Butler. He needs the Jimmy Butler type. He needs that rah, like, I'm going to get in your ass. We're not playing no games type that Draymond was in Golden State because he's not going to be that.
True.
True. Look, Miami's a perfect fit. As far as from a personality standpoint, and also you have a coach that is a leader and can scheme and allow you to just go play basketball. I think it would be a perfect fit. I don't want to see it happen because I really don't want. I think they're actually legit championship contenders if he goes. And I don't necessarily look. Here's the thing: my heart pumps purple piss for KD and his fucking woes of Brooklyn because you created the situation, sir. So I don't really give a shit about him wanting to leave or not. Fuck off. Like at the end of the day, right? Unless you're playing for the Wizards, then sir, please, you have every right to make your own decision.
He's not fucking going to the Wizards, bro.
But here's the thing: if you look across the league, I think I was counting. There's like 10 to 12 teams that could do something, but then there's other teams that it doesn't work out at all. They just don't either have the assets or just the situation itself just doesn't work. But every single team in the league should have at least made a phone call in the last 24 hours.
Well, that's what I think Woj reported. Like more than half the teams reach out about KD, that's what should happen. I mean, that's what should happen. I still get it. Like he's still, again, one of the greatest players to ever play the game, most talented scorer, I think, to ever play the game. And so I get that team should call. What I want to discuss also, what I want to add though, is the caveat that he like announced his trade request. Like, I think it was like 3 years after the day that he chose to go to Brooklyn and like say that he could create his own team. I just thought that was ironic. Win on his own, prove that he could win on his own, as if he needs to prove that. He does to me. And so I want to get into where do we think he goes? Do we think this is there? I think there's a situation where people haven't really discussed this. He ends up just staying.
I think there's a real good chance of that.
He's on a 4-year deal, bro. Like if I was the owner, I would have been like, sorry. You just re-upped. Well, no, we are not.
Have you heard what the Nets owner has been saying?
No, I love that for him. I love that for him. Okay. Yes, I'm with that. I love that energy. And James, tell the people.
No, you got it.
Yeah, but basically he was saying like, he'd rather be with a team that, is 40 win and like plays as hard as they can and like getting the most out of that team than a superstar laden team that like doesn't necessarily reach its potential.
which is what he has.
I can see why. I can see why KD would be gone, like for whatever the best is at the moment.
Right.
I've stood pat ever since Brooklyn left the playoffs on this pod. I've said time and time again, I think the best course of action for Brooklyn is to blow it the fuck up and basically build around Ben for a year. That's my thought process. Because the assets you can get if you get rid of Kyrie, if you get rid of KD, because everything they gave up to create this team, they need to get something going. Because I mean, right now the vacuum that leaves, they're not going to win anything. These guys are not going to win anything together in Brooklyn. It's just not going to happen. We've seen them reach their peak at this particular point. To me, it's just not going to work. I think regardless of whatever it is, the gods of basketball are not going to allow the Nets to win in this current incarnation. If you let Ben Simmons even increase his trade value before the next trade deadline to potentially be on the fucking block, whatever it is, they need to start moving some of these guys out of there, and they got to do it now. Now, if they don't get the proper package in place for KD, because they need to ask for a king's ransom, then yeah, KD, you just re-up.
I would
so at least you're sitting here for a while, huh?
I would send him to Miami and get Bam back, but you would have to move
Ben Simmons. Right, and that's the thing.
Ben Simmons. But you get Bam and whatever you get for Ben Simmons.
So
I'm not
a report that in the Athletic yesterday that said basically KD's contingency to get traded to Miami was contingent on how
Bam. Fuck.
Bam and Jimmy being there. To me, I feel like you got to get rid of the Bam aspect. Like if it's you and Jimmy, all you need is a rim protector. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's you and Jimmy, just get a good rim protector in there. Like, hey man, I think they got Dwayne Dedmon still.
Hassan Whiteside's still out there, a free agent.
No.
Hey, all he does is block shots. And he was in Miami.
That is what he does, but if he was as good as his blocking stats say, then he would be more in demand. And he's been in Miami before, and I don't think they want to deal with that again.
Yeah, you're right. Ayton's out there.
Ayton is out there, and he'd be a decent fill-in. Like especially on that kind of team. I don't know if he's a real rim protector. He's decent though. He's not bad on defense. Rudy Gobert was out there, but he's no longer out there.
You can get Montrezl Harrell.
Yeah, and what had to be given up for Rudy?
That's what I want to discuss too in terms of the KD trade package, because we're going to get to Rudy Gobert in just a second. So, who has the best to offer that wants KD? Like Phoenix. I know we talked about this in the group chat. I think Golden State technically has literally the best package you can offer out of any team.
Phoenix too.
All their picks, they got good young quality talent. They could get them. But
I just don't know where the line is. Like, I don't know what it is the line is for anybody that says that KD's on the team. Like, name across the league, are there maybe 10 guys that you say are untouchable in a trade for KD? But that's about it. I can't name pretty much more than 10.
That's interesting. Bill Simmons was doing this on his podcast with Ryan Russillo, and they were talking about like who are the guys you wouldn't move for KD, right? And so I'm gonna take a stab at it. You guys tell me, if you disagree after I go with my list, right?
Okay.
Steph is not being moved for KD.
No, Steph is never getting moved.
Bron is not being moved for KD.
No.
Tatum,
unless Bron wants to be moved.
That's fair.
Like,
Bron, hold on, but that's for any of the. But this is for any of those guys. Any of those guys. We're talking about from a team perspective.
Yes.
Okay.
Tatum, KD.
Okay. Luka,
would you do it? You do it?
You said who?
Tatum.
I think Tatum's because here's the thing: if you get rid of Tatum and you can add KD without missing a couple of the other pieces, if I'm Boston, do I think I can win?
Yeah.
So that's my thing. So Tatum, I say Tatum's a push.
No, you don't move Tatum because Tatum is, KD is 34.
Yeah, but do I think KD in place of Tatum with Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart could win?
Championship windows are small.
Right. Could they win in the next 2 years? I take that?
That's all they got.
And hold on, who did Boston just pick up? Who did Boston just get?
Malcolm Brogdon.
Do I think that they could do it? Yeah. So I'm saying Tatum's a push.
Malcolm Brogdon
right
signing
there.
is not going
I
to make
agree.
me
I think
trade
he's right
Tatum.
there.
Fuck no.
Okay. Luka. You're not trading Luka
No.
for KD.
Fuck no.
Right. Okay.
Dame.
Would you trade Dame for KD?
No.
Yeah, but if I'm Portland, what the fuck else do I have?
No. I'm not trading Dame for KD.
Right. Don't do it. That's the only reason you don't do it, because you're leaving him with
It's like he's worse off than he's
KD,
worse off there than Brooklyn.
How about you? Did you miss the Pacific Northwest?
You're not trading Giannis for KD. You're not trading Jokic for KD. You're not trading Embiid for KD.
No.
And I think that rounds out the list.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Is like every other team.
Are you trading Devin Booker for KD?
I don't.
Absolutely.
Devin Booker in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat.
Ja Morant, no.
3 times over. Ja. No to Ja. I'm not.
No to Ja. And I might say no to
Devin
Anthony
Booker?
Edwards. I might say no to Anthony Edwards.
No, I am saying
that's
no.
what Bill said, and Ryan pushed back, and I'll push back on that one too. Like, especially with the trade that they just made. If you mean to tell me I can have 3 have great spacing,
because the Rudy Gobert bullshit
with great spacing on the court, it's over for you.
No, it's not, man.
Here's another thing. I think Anthony Edwards in Brooklyn is just a great story.
It will be awesome. It will be awesome.
Look, hey, Nico, if they make that trade, get in on that, bro.
Honestly, the Timberwolves should try. Now that I think about that, you get KD to play the 3, Cat at the 4, Gobert at the 5, and then now you're like, oh, Gobert's going to get played off the court in the playoffs. You're like, okay, I got 2 other 7-footers that can kind of protect the rim, and so he'll just sit in those minutes.
No, look, listen. All right, if Minnesota trades for KD, right? Do you think they're going to win the championship this year? They traded Anthony Edwards to get over there.
Listen, only if they have to only give up Anthony Edwards in terms of their great players.
Here's the only pushback I'm going to have.
Anthony Edwards and D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah, here's the thing. That makes the leader of that team Patrick Beverley, and that's not going to work.
No, Patrick Beverley's gone.
He's in Utah now.
Oh, is he?
He got traded.
Oh, right, he got traded.
Yeah, fuck it. Look, listen, there is no leader. So, look.
Yeah, I don't know if I love it.
Look at this. All right, so if you trade Anthony Edwards, D'Angelo Russell, so D'Angelo Russell's going back to Brooklyn, which is funny.
Hey, he was an all-star there.
For KD, right?
Yep.
Do you think they win the championship this year?
Minnesota?
Yeah.
No, I think they got that though.
But they're not going to do it.
I think they're next year. I think they're in 2 years. I think they're in a 2-year window.
They're in the 2-year window. Yeah, the second year is where they can get it.
And then guess what? You got another 10 years of Anthony Edwards killing it in Brooklyn.
Yeah, but
no.
Do you trade a championship for 10 years and not having a championship? None.
Which answer am I answering? My answer.
What's worth a championship?
Is it right? Exactly.
No.
Would you trade a championship to get rid of like prime Anthony Edwards?
But like, listen to what I'm saying. You guys are acting like it's a guaranteed championship. No, I'm not trading away my franchise piece for.
You're acting like he's a guaranteed championship too. Who cares? They've had franchise pieces and they've ruined them.
That's true.
Who cares?
Wiggins gone. Durant gone. Love gone. Wiggins I'm just saying guys that they thought might have even been franchise guys, but I'm just like, or the guys that they moved in the way that they're franchise guys. But you move Kevin Love and picks to go get Andrew Wiggins.
Kevin Love was like a power forward / center. If you
I'm saying when you pack
guard and a wing, like,
but when you package those guys to go get Andrew Wiggins, who everybody thought was a Canadian LeBron, that was the thought process.
Yeah, that was wrong.
No, I get it. Look, Anthony Edwards was on my list of guys I would not trade. I wouldn't do it. But
I wouldn't do it either. That's all I'm saying.
But I understand, especially with the Rudy Gobert move now, that if you were going to do it, this is the prime spot to do it.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. I can't name any other guys that I can think of on any other team that's untouchable.
I'm surprised you ever give up Booker, though.
No, Booker. Look, I know Booker.
Top 10 player. He's not a top 12 player.
Okay. Right.
He's a really good fringe, almost the number one option guy to me.
He is the number one option in Phoenix.
He is, but he isn't. Like, he's the number one option. He's not the guy. He doesn't make them go.
All right.
I heard Brooklyn saying that was their opening salvo to Phoenix. Is that we
it was like they need Booker, and I'm like, all right, well, we're done here.
No, I mean, I think they'll get it. I think I think that if they press hard enough and if Phoenix really wants it, Booker can be on that trade block. Yeah, sorry, Booker's on the block.
I don't think they want to let Booker go, which I understand. And so I think the package.
The only thing you could do is like DeAndre Ayton, like a sign and trade.
Yeah, but of course, that's right. Give it.
And picks. Cam Johnson, Mikal Bridges, and a bunch of picks, which that doesn't sound that great to me. It sounds like,
All right, we're underrating Bridges right now.
No. I think it's a good in terms of like I think he's a great young player. I'm thinking like he's a two-way guy. He's really good. But he's not. What are you projecting? Are you getting a potential all-star back? Do you think?
Yeah.
You think Mikal Bridges is a potential all-star?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I put him in the PG Kawhi type mold. Like he's not as good, of course, but you get what I'm saying, where they play defense too.
Yeah, I mean, no, I get
and
that.
He's not as good like offensively. Like that's a given, but I just need like he's like the best 3-and-D player I can think of.
Right. And I think
he's more give up KD for that. That's true.
He's more of the Andre Iguodala type than like what you're talking about. What?
Yeah,
that's a great 3-and-D player. What do you mean?
Prime Iguodala. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All right, fair. I'm thinking you're talking about like right now. I'm like, damn, bro.
No. He's not.
I get you.
Kawhi, Paul George level, right? To me, but
you're right.
He's like, he's your guy. He's your guy that's going to come in and stop my best player. And then you got two other superstars. I'm in danger. Fair. I'm in danger now.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to leave him open. I'm scared. But if he's like the main guy, I'm like, he's going to give you 19.
Yeah, he's not going to be the main guy.
And 2.
You're right. He's not going to be the main guy. He's not the main guy.
But yeah, so moving on outside of that, guys, before we get to like fully get into the Rudy Gobert thing, best landing spot for Kyrie, because I think he's going to get traded too. And do we think like Brooklyn just blows up the entire thing, which I think they do, and just it's Ben Simmons and whatever is left of the?
I think it's the best choice. I really do think it's the best choice. It just got to. It depends on what these packages for KD are looking like, because they're not going to pull the trigger just to pull the trigger. They can't.
KD doesn't have a say on where the fuck he goes.
KD doesn't have a say, but he has a say. Because like right now, what he's doing and saying that like, hey, fuck a 4-year extension, I want out, makes it seem as though we're now in a position where you don't have to do anything. Contracts don't mean a fucking thing. But it's like, so you're not going to trade a bunch of assets for a guy that you are unsure about whether or not he wants to play for your team.
Yeah,
you'd never do that, right? So he does have some say. Let's not get that twisted if he moves. It depends on it just depends on what these trade packages look like. I think it does end up happening, and I do see the team around Ben. I think you build around Ben for a year, and maybe Ben and Kyrie, but I'd move Kyrie.
I was gonna say also. So what's the best landing spot for Kyrie? Where does he go? Because it's looking like Lakers and or bust. Really,
that's the only place he should go. And like if you're another team, like
what about Dallas?
Huh? No,
that's the second best option.
You don't want him?
We would be the better team, right? But looking at it, he has 1 year on his deal, right?
Okay.
And he made it known to everybody that once that year is up, he's going to LA. Why the fuck would I trade anything for him?
Do you think you can win a championship with Kyrie and Luke in a year?
With the way the team is constructed, I need more than that.
No, you guys need more than that anyway.
That's what I'm saying. Like I just said that. Like
Kyrie's
we need
enough
wings. Like I'd rather sign Colin Sexton, who's still a free agent. I'd rather sign him and then still be able to get a wing player. We're better off doing that than just getting Kyrie.
Okay.
You don't even know if Kyrie's going to play. He's like Porzingis.
Like the Lakers make the most sense.
Because that's where he's going to go.
It would have to be a 3-team trade though, because I don't think Brooklyn wants Russ back. So, well, even though Russ is on a 1-year deal too, which you could get.
But that's
Russ
like
back.
an expiring contract.
Yeah, I'm saying you can get him back, have him play on the next, have him play just to play, put fans in the seats or whatever, and then trade him maybe mid deadline if there's a contender that wants him. If he plays himself into another team. But I don't want to stay stuck on Brooklyn for too long. But I think the best option for Brooklyn, if they're going to go this route, if they trade KD, you got to blow the entire thing up. I think they got to bottom out. Which is similar to what Utah seems to be going for, which is also what the Spurs are doing. We're going to get into them later as well. But I think I've always thought like you either need to bottom out or be a contender. Being stuck in the middle sucks.
That's what Mark
Ask a Wizards fan.
That's what Mark Cuban said. It's like you're either good, like really good for a title, or you want to be trash. Yes. You don't want to be in the middle.
And that's what a bunch of teams seem to be doing this offseason. And we can start with Utah. They've traded Rudy Gobert to Minnesota now. He's in Minnesota now. He's in Minnesota now. And I think he'll to pair him with Karl-Anthony Towns, which I think is actually a great fit. Because Cat can shoot the shit out of the 3-pointer. He's not a real rim protector like everybody thought he would be coming into the league. Everybody thought he'd be like Rudy Gobert with a 3-point shot, but he's. And so my only concern for him now after this trade is how good is he going to be defending athletic fours? Like when the Celtics put Jason Tatum at the 4 and they're like, okay, Cat, you got to guard him. And I'm like, that's food. But I guess you'll have Rudy Gobert protecting the rim. So, I mean, it could work. Mid-range, it could work. But it's gonna take some adjusting. I do think they gave up too much to get Rudy Gobert, who is 30 years old, who just turned 30 years old. So the Jazz got Malik Beasley, Patrick Beverly, Walker Kessler, Jared Vanderbilt, Leandro Balmaro, some filler, and 4 first-round picks.
But wasn't one of the other guys the first-round pick from this year?
I think if it was,
the last dude you said.
Maybe. I'm not sure. But they got 4 first-round picks unprotected, it seems. And a pick. Well, I think it's 3 first-round picks and 1 is a pick swap. And the first rounders are unprotected, which is dangerous to me when you're Minnesota. But I think they gave up a little bit too much because that's almost similar to the Anthony Davis trade haul to me.
A little too much. Danny Ainge fleeced the fuck out. But I also think Rudy Gobert is one of those overrated goddamn players in the league. I'm not going into any more detail because I hate doing it because everyone starts getting into the advanced stats and bullshit on defense. And I don't give a fuck.
He's overrated.
He's overrated shit. Utah, look, this is Danny Ainge time, man, which is where it's exciting for Utah in the sense of Utah and Denver, those 2 goddamn franchises that I always say are interchangeable. They're always above mediocre, especially when it comes to playoff time. It's like, all right, we're going to be here, but this is basically where we cap. We're not winning championships. You're just saying, fuck this. We've seen it. Oh, look, how long do I need to keep this experiment together? Fuck this shit. Let's move.
They are winning franchises, but they usually are second round outs.
That's what I'm saying. Above mediocre when it comes to the playoffs. They're above mediocre. Because Rudy Gobert disappears in playoff. All those fucking defensive player of the year bullshit. Then playoff time comes and everybody running past his ass. Yeah, I mean, this is Danny Ainge just shaking it up. Look, I got a love-hate relationship with Danny Ainge, but there's no denying, without a doubt, the motherfucker is not okay with things being boring. He's not a boring guy. He's got to shake it up.
Oh,
and it was a hell of
a some more.
This to me was Danny. This is Danny Ainge time. It's going to be great.
Because he's about to trade Donovan Mitchell too.
Yep.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think it's over. I think Utah looks so different than anything we've seen Utah look like in the last few years.
Where does Donovan Mitchell end up? And I'll just start by saying I think his where he ends up is contingent on what the KD sweepstakes, because I think teams aren't going to just go for Mitchell just yet. They're going to wait to see what happens with KD and then go for Mitchell. But where do you guys think Mitchell ends up? I know where I have a couple franchises I think is very likely, but what do you guys think?
I think Miami, if KD doesn't go there.
I agree with that. That's one of the franchises.
Yep.
K-Dot.
Yeah, it was the same thing, but I don't care.
Or they can they can't send him to New York.
Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert are two superstars. I don't care.
They're not superstars.
2 stars. I don't care about.
There you go.
I just don't. I don't give a shit.
There's levels.
I do not care.
New York.
And I don't think he can go to New York anymore.
He still can. I think so.
I don't think that they don't have the cap space.
They can make. You can always make something work. You can always make something work.
If I'm the Knicks, I don't want this. Let's just do the Jalen.
Think about it, right?
If you don't want Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, Julius Randle.
No, I think it goes back.
Who's the owner again?
Jimmy.
I don't know.
Dolan. You think he's going? Nah, I don't know.
I mean, I think they're trying to swing for the fences because they want to be the Knicks basketball again, and I think that would be the ultimate version of Knicks basketball.
That man has been in ownership for so long, and Knicks basketball was in the 80s.
I think that his version of Knicks basketball is to not have superstars, to have almost superstars.
No, his version is to we're going to try to attract these people, and they're not going to come. That's his version.
Right. They don't come, and so they settle for the almost superstars, the Donovan Mitchells, the Julius Randles, the Jalen Brunsons of the world. Hey, I'm not even an all-star, but love me because I play hard, and my dad coaches here, and my agent is my godfather, and he's also the agent for my dad. So yay.
Yeah, that was tough. That was tough.
I'm going KD goes to Miami just because it makes too much fucking sense. Outside of KD going to Miami, I think because Donovan Mitchell can't go to Miami, Donovan Mitchell ended up staying in Utah. Because, I think what they'll end up doing is realizing we could suck complete ass or have a guy who's here. We kind of know where he is as far as his ceiling. He's not going to suck. He's going to do well enough. And if they need to move him after next year or whatever, they can. But I think right now, I think they could run it back with Donovan. I can totally see that.
Victor Wembanyama. That kid from France, everybody's going to try to be trash for him. Donovan Mitchell is gone.
Ainge doesn't usually do that much.
Donovan Mitchell is gone.
I haven't seen Ainge the processing in that.
Have you seen that kid?
I mean,
unless you're looking at when they ousted the big 3 out of Boston, that one from that.
But
come on, but that's what they had.
They remain competitive, but they bottomed out.
I know,
they were trying to bottom out anyway, but they remain competitive.
Have you seen that kid?
No.
All right, you will. He's fucking disgusting. He was cooking Rudy Gobert, the guy we mentioned, when he was 16. It was bad.
A French cruise missile.
Not
anybody get the reference?
Yeah, that was funny. Okay. But he was I think he was cooking Rudy Gobert when he was 16, and he's 7 feet.
I got a long list of people to cook Rudy Gobert. So, I mean, if that's
at 16,
I think I don't like Rudy Gobert.
16? I know, but at 16?
Hey, cook his ass up. That's cargo, bitch.
I know, but 16 and you're 7 feet too? At this, okay.
I'm just saying.
All right, look. What? We will clip this, and then whenever next year draft come around, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, Victor is gonna be the number 1 pick. And then I'll be like, yeah, I told you about it.
You don't apparently you don't know me. You think I'm talking about the NBA draft in any sort of language?
Question. Where does this put Minnesota in the NBA in the Western Conference hierarchy? Are they a top 4 team now?
No.
Top 4? Hang on.
No.
Give me the top 4 teams then heading into the season then.
You got Golden State because they just won.
Yes.
You got the Clippers.
Yes.
I got Memphis over them still.
Yes.
I got Dallas, maybe, if whatever the fuck they do from here, maybe. That's why I said maybe. I guess they're fringe. They're fringe.
They're 4 or 5 with Dallas.
No, Phoenix. Depending on what Phoenix do. Phoenix. Yeah.
So actually, I don't really believe in Phoenix.
It depends on what they do.
Unless they get KD.
It depends on what they do. Nah, look, let's say, if they re-sign Ayton, they're still better.
They could be anywhere between 4 and 7, and I wouldn't.
And then you got Denver coming back with everybody healthy this year.
Yeah, that's who. Okay, I'll put Denver above.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's that 3 to 6 range. I mean, 4 to 6, or I guess 4 to 7 range.
Right.
Yeah, 4 to 7.
But then, like when you think about it, it's like they leverage their whole future to be between 4 and 6.
No. Yes and no. You're expecting the Clippers are getting older, and so
the LA teams right now need to prove they can stay healthy.
Right.
It's not the other way around. It's not, oh my God, they're healthy now. No, they got to prove that they can stay healthy. Right now, I assume all those guys are going to be hurt midway through the season.
Yeah, that's fair.
But we don't know. And if we look at everything as like everybody's healthy, they're in between 4 and 6.
Yeah.
But there's still other moves to be made. So we don't know.
For sure. And I want to add to that. Utah won't be in the playoffs anymore. So I think that's over with. So another team that is bottoming out, I think, is San Antonio Spurs. They traded their one All-Star, DeJounte Murray, to the Hawks. They got a good haul back from him. Let me just read this off to you. They got Danilo Gallinari, who they're going to buy out for the 2023 first-round pick via Charlotte, the 2025 first-round pick, a 2027 first-round pick, and a future pick swap with Atlanta. I just think they got a really good haul for a guy who's only been an All-Star once and who was also 25. But I do think DeJounte Murray really fits well with the Hawks. I think the reason that they wanted another playmaker is because they saw how like he was kind of shut out in that first round. Like Miami fucking ran circles around Trae Young. They were physical with him. He was the only like playmaking ball handler that they had, and so like they just like pressured him and trapped him and like made him look very human. He looked like if I was out there as a regular
DeJounte Murray is a really good defender too.
Exactly. He is a really good defender. And I think that you do need one with Trae, but the only thing is he's not a great 3-point shooter. Hopefully he gets better at that. He's just good.
All right. You know what? I thought about something. All right. What? Y'all, I need y'all to help me out here. Why did the Hawks trade Kevin Huerter to the Kings?
Because he just lost his starting spot. And they have a backup. They have the other guy who can play who can get those minutes. Roster. Give me 1 second.
Huerter was a shooting guard? I thought he was a small forward.
He played the 2 and the 3. They have Bojanovic to take those minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Bogdan.
Okay. Yeah. All right, that makes sense now.
But they're still talking about trading John Collins too. So I mean they can get something else back. We'll see what happens with them.
What is the point of trade? Like it makes sense to have John Collins and then you have Capella too. Like Capella could play the 5 and Collins can play the 4. I don't know why you would trade Collins.
I think they want a better return, to be honest with you. I don't know why necessarily. It's not. I just think the fit hasn't worked like they thought it would. Is the thing. John Collins isn't bad. You know, he's complained about playing. He's complained about Trae Young before. I know that much. He has complained about him.
If I was Atlanta, I would have shipped him to Houston.
I think he'd be a good fit in Dallas.
No, we just got other dude from Houston.
Christian Wood is a center, though. You put John Collins at the 4.
Wood is not a center.
He's center.
No, he's playing the 4. Hey, as they say in football terms, he's a little light in the ass, bro. You ain't gonna play the fucking 5. No.
I think. Let me see. Let me look and see.
No, that's why we signed.
He's played most of his minutes at center for Houston.
Yeah, and he was complaining like shit. That's why he can play the 4.
Nah, he averaged 21 and 10 at center, shooting 37% from 3.
Yep.
And then you put John Collins still.
Now he's playing the 4 with us. And then we got
I bet you Christian Wood is your center, bro. No, I'm telling you, Christian Wood is your center.
No, he's not. I'm telling you now.
If y'all tried Dwight Powell out there again, I swear to God, he is your center.
We're not signing Dwight Powell either.
He averaged 18 and 10 at center last year, shooting 50% from the field and 39% from 3. And
all right, look, listen. I know this is gonna start a little conversation, and I know we're gonna get cooked for this. I don't care. We signed JaVale McGee to play the center role, and he signed with us thinking that he's going to be the starting center, which he is at this point.
Yeah, but JaVale is stupid. That's what he said. No, you just telling me. No, you telling me what he said. He said They said I was gonna start whatever. And when the season start, he might even start right, and then they'll have Christian Wood play the 4, and then like he's out at the 8-minute mark of every first quarter, and he averages 12 minutes a game. So that doesn't. Christian Wood is your center, and when you close the game, Christian Wood is your center.
If we play small ball, yeah.
No, he is your center. Period.
I don't think so. Man.
Period.
I don't think so.
You gonna have JaVale out there at the 5 with 2 minutes to go, tied with the Warriors?
Look, that's why I wanted Drummond.
You gonna have Drummond out there with 2 minutes to go, tied with the Warriors? Exactly.
Oh no, against the Warriors, no. Like because they play small ball.
You gonna have JaVale out there with 2 minutes to go, tied with a healthy Clippers team?
Yeah, depending on their center.
Okay, James.
Whoever the center is, man, that's
you got it. You got
bro.
it. Bro. I'm putting his ass in pick and roll, and he getting fucking cooked. And it don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter, bro. What are you talking about?
Look, man, Christian Wood is not good. He's not that.
I'm still thinking about the Jazz.
He is not that bad.
He's not that. He's not that guy.
I'm not saying. Oh, I don't think he's that guy because he's with the Mavericks. They only have one that guy.
Oh,
that's their. That's
you
their
thought he was
motto.
that guy with Houston?
Huh?
You thought he was that guy with Houston?
No. I'm saying you guys are like the Knicks, except you realize who you are. You can't. You can't get superstars, so you get almost stars, and that's how Dirk won a championship.
You know what?
That's literally how Dirk won a championship.
I'm not even mad at that because that does kind of piss me off. Like Dallas is not a bad city.
Right.
For some reason.
I
think people just don't like Mark Cuban.
You would think they could get superstars.
I don't think they like Mark Cuban.
Nobody wants to. I don't think Dallas don't move the needle like that.
It's
Dallas
weird,
is not
though.
a bad city.
Austin's right there, too.
Dallas is not a bad city.
I'm not saying it's a bad city, but that's
all I said.
It doesn't move. But I literally just said it doesn't move the needle.
It doesn't.
Case in point, like motherfuckers don't want to go. They're not.
No,
oh my God, we're going to Dallas.
I think it's because of Mark Cuban.
No, what Dallas needs to do for everything is Dallas should start running commercials for guys to play
in the NBA. Need to hire Jerry Jones
and just say no state income tax.
No, we need Jerry Jones.
You do.
We need Jerry Jones to like hype up us like he does the Cowboys for some reason. Because they ain't won in 50 years.
All right. Well, y'all were talking about the Mavericks, and my eyes glossed over. I've been thinking about Ayton.
Mm-hmm.
Also a Maverick.
so I'm literally thinking about Ayton because I'm thinking about the so right now KD is basically holding the league kind of semi-hostage as far as the way that whatever happens with this trade, right?
Yeah.
Because the Ayton piece, Ayton in Utah kind of makes sense to me. Ayton in Dallas makes sense to me.
It very much does. I can see it in the blue.
There's just a lot of pieces that I think we're beholden on what the fuck is going to happen with KD right now.
And Ayton wants a max contract, and a lot of people don't want to give him that.
And Dallas would probably give him that.
I think Dallas might give him that, and I wouldn't hate the move. Brunson, right?
If y'all get Sexton and Ayton, I will be over the moon.
That'd be a good offseason.
Yeah, it would be a great offseason.
It put y'all back in that 5 seed.
Fuck you. We better than the 5, goddammit. Hey man, y'all see Luka? That man is in the gym working out. He's skinny.
Oh, there we go.
I know. He can't lose too much weight.
Huh?
Yeah,
I don't need him to lose too much weight. He might end up being one of those dudes that just it takes a while to figure it out.
You know, like in the stage when like you're dropping weight, right? You get kind of skinny and then you start to put on muscle. He's like in the stage where he got skinny and now he's like starting to do deadlifts.
I want to see a year. I want to see a year of skinny Luka getting like pushed around the court. He realized he got to put more weight on.
Nah, like he's switching from fat to muscle.
No, I get it. I'm just saying what I want to see.
That's the thing. Like switching from fat to muscle. And
I want to see a tweener year. I want to see a Luka tweener year.
No. No, I don't.
With
I don't want to.
Before we move on to another trade, grade the trade for the Hawks. How did they do?
They did great. I mean, to pair up Trae Young.
C, what do you think?
I audited this class, so I don't have a grade because it's not a franchise I give a shit about or players I give shit to.
All right. So look, I'll say this. It's a B with the chance to be an A.
Okay.
Like just based on how you think about it, like to pair Trae Young up with a defensive guard that can still play make too, that'll solve a lot of problems.
Okay.
So if they move Collins and get somebody else back that fits the team and they can do more shit, then I'm like, all right, it's an A because it's kind of started it.
I think it's a solid B. I think they gave up a little bit too much for DeJounte, but I think it's a great fit with Trae. Mm-hmm. I think they want to. I think in their minds they might have a championship window, but I think what they're doing is trying to create one. And so it's a solid B in that they need a third guy.
Yeah,
and because I don't think John Collins is the third guy. I think not for them anyway. And so we'll see how that works out. But I like the move for them. I think they'll put them back in it'll get them out of the play-in games and
Aiden?
more so.
I mean,
no, because you have Capella.
I'm joking.
He would look good there. He would look good.
You have Capella.
I just think a little bit of Aiden makes everything better.
Look, if they do a sign and trade, and like Atlanta somehow gets Aiden, and then they can get Bridges too. Boom. Finals.
Bridges.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Come on.
We're here. We can go ahead and get into it. You said it. I don't mind. Like skipping. We can. Miles Bridges was arrested before.
I wasn't talking about that.
You meant the other Bridges.
Yeah. Hey, look. I don't know if Homeboy ever gonna play again.
I was gonna say, is he gonna play?
I don't think so.
I don't think he should. I ain't gonna say no. I'm not gonna say that. You shouldn't take his career away from him completely. But I think he would have to have. He needs to go to jail and do some mandated real life, like a couple years of counseling.
Yeah, some legit therapy.
Yeah,
because like the shit he's doing, like that don't make any sense.
Yeah,
it's like, like when you think about it, it's like you not only fuck this up for you, but you potentially fuck this up for your family long term.
Yeah. Very much so.
That you just beat on too, which is, man, yeah.
If it's true, he's a piece of shit.
Fair.
And he needs full-blown rehabilitation.
Yep.
However long that takes.
All right, so moving on to I think another trade that is super impactful. Malcolm Brogdon got traded to the Celtics from Indy. I think this is probably kind of an even trade to me. Celtics got Brogdon, Pacers got Sauce, Malik Fitz, Juwan Morgan, Daniel Theis, Aaron Nesmith, and a 2023 first round pick. It's really just the first round pick that I get to get Malcolm Brogdon. I think he has like 2 more years on his contract, 2 or 3 more years on his contract at a pretty good amount. And so I think I personally think this is a great trade for Boston. I think this helps with their depth issue. They needed a guy like this when they were in the finals. I think if they had Brogdon in the finals, we might be talking about them as champions, maybe, because it would have taken some minutes off of Tatum and Brown. They wouldn't have had to play so much and carry so much of the scoring weight. But yeah, I thought it was a great move. K-Dot.
Great. You've added Brogdon and Gallinari and didn't have to give up any of the core. It only makes them better.
Yep. They needed depth. They needed depth in terms of they had players, but they didn't have the players that should be playing in a playoff series.
If you look at teams that usually lose a championship, think that they could stay in the exact same mode and just run it back. No, Brad Stevens, giving them credit, making moves, not being completely boring, but also not giving up what it is your core to be. I just think it puts them right back, especially in the East with the Brooklyn Brooklyn wasn't an issue this playoffs, which only helped Boston. So let's repeat that. And unless somebody else is making a major move, that puts them right back in the position of contending with Philly and more than anyone, Milwaukee and Miami.
And Miami and Katie.
Yeah.
And possibly Donovan Mitchell.
And possibly Donovan Mitchell.
And Aiden.
All right. So what are your thoughts, James, on the Brogdon deal?
I don't necessarily care. I'm just being honest. Like, Brogdon is okay. I mean, but cool. Brogdon's cool.
Speaking of okay guards, Jalen Brunson went to the New York Knicks.
No, look, hey, you know what? I'm not even like the one thing I like about Brunson really is his footwork. Like, we can agree there, right?
Right. Here's the thing I would say for Brogdon that I'm like, he's in the.
I think Brogdon's better than Brunson.
I
think Brogdon could be better than Brunson.
I think Brunson might be. Brogdon might be a little bit better. But here's the thing that Brogdon does that is he was a 50-40-90 guy.
Ooh.
And that's insane. He's not 50-40-90 guys are usually superstars. But he gave you 50-40-90 good stats when he was with Milwaukee. And that's dangerous.
I watched him back when he was at VA.
Brogdon is really good. He is really good obviously not a superstar, but he's a really good player. I think, he can score, he can pass, decent defender. I think, and like that 50-40-90, hey man, you get a guy 50% from the field, 40% from three, 90% from free throw line. That's fucking amazing.
Fair. All right, let's go back to the other okay guard. All right, Brunson.
Yeah. Jalen Brunson got a 4-year, $110 million deal with the New York Knicks.
I don't know if it was 110.
Yeah, because they kept
104.
It's 104 because like it was at 106. No. All right.
Dallas offered 106, right?
No. See. All right. So I think Woj is friends with Brunson's camp, correct?
Okay.
Now, there's this whole shit about the tampering, right? Because that was a heavy thing. The Knicks clearly tampered here. They hired his fucking father. Right, as a recruiting part. They sent Julius Randle and other players on the team, Worldwide West, all them motherfuckers to the playoff game for the Mavericks, right? Just to like recruit Jalen Brunson like it's a fucking like he's in college or some shit. Now looking at this, right? He canceled the meeting. It was like it's going back and forth. It's been reported that like, the Mavericks like canceled the meeting, but then it's like, no, Brunson actually canceled the meeting. Woj reported that Brunson had a 4-year, $106 million or 5-year, $106 or some shit offer from us and told when he went to meet with the Knicks, but he didn't.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Yeah,
they only did that shit because if you would have signed that deal like how he was going to, it would have been tampering for real because they clearly were talking beforehand.
Yeah.
There's no way you create this deal and sign it so quickly without talking before the legal period is.
Yeah. So
they just said some shit where it's like, the Mavs gave him an offer so they could do that. But no, we didn't.
Yeah.
And the Mavs fucked up. It was an organizational screw up multiple times by Donnie because we had 2 chances to sign him to a 4-year, $55 million deal. We had 2 chances. And Brunson's team came to us the second time and asked for it. And we said no. It's around the same time that we signed Dodo, right? The reason why we didn't do that is because there was a chance that we could land a superstar, which we never fucking do. It was a chance that we can land a superstar via trade.
Via draft.
No, via trade. There was a chance that we can land a superstar via trade. And Brunson was going to be in that deal. But when that didn't happen, now Brunson just overplayed his contract. He did great in the playoffs, and now he got 100 and whatever million.
Yeah.
I legitimately had arguments with Mavs fans on Twitter. I'm starting to realize that half of them are Cowboys fans too. And I'm like, oh, this is disgusting. I hate
just
this.
Half.
Yeah, probably more than half, but I hate them. I hate that side of that. I'm not mad at Brunson. Like, You did what you're supposed to do. We could have signed you for this amount of money. We didn't do it. And now you got twice as much. Hey, congrats, bro. Like, I'm glad for the shit that you did for you and your family. Go kill that shit in New York. I'm a root for you, except for when you play us. Other than that, like, respect and good luck. That's all I have for him.
For
like,
sure.
Everybody else is butthurt. The fact that he didn't take the meeting. It's like, what the fuck for?
Yeah.
Like, he's going to play with his dad, bro. And his dad was like on some other type of shit where he was like negotiating the deal. He's a coach and all this other shit. So he's a father, coach, and agent. Cool. Like, we not gonna win with that. And we had a chance before the new regime came in and we fucked it up.
I just want to say, I think it's I like the deal for him as a person. I think the Knicks will be a fun 6 seed to watch now. I think that'll be a fun first round out, maybe losing 6. And now that they can, and then, hey, they'll be a good playoff team for the next 2-3 years.
I don't even know, bro.
I'm rooting for him. Like, if there's only one team outside of the one that I root for that I kind of secretly wish I was a fan of, and that's the Knicks. I fucking like the Knicks. What? The fans are fucking fun. Madison Square Garden is the best goddamn arena in sports.
You like the Knicks, but not the Philly fans?
I like Knicks fans more than Philly fans. What? That's a totally different breed. It's a totally different breed.
They're the same.
No, they're not. I don't get batteries thrown at me at Madison Square Garden. Okay? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Wait, they booed Santa Claus. You're right.
The Garden is the Garden. Like that's the thing. Is like the Knicks are one of those teams. The basketball is better when they're on the cusp. When it's just basketball is more entertaining when they're around.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Cue my rant from last year.
Hey, but we do got to do like a psychological study on all New York sports fans as to what the fuck Trae Young did to them, because Trae Young, like, they screaming fuck Trae Young at Yankees games, bro. Like, that man don't play baseball. He probably never picked up a bat. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
It's so good. It's so good.
It's like, yo, what did he do to you?
Because Knicks fans remember everything. There's so few moments. Like Lynn Sanity, they're motherfuckers that, like, they wake up in the middle of the night, oh man, I had a dream about Jeremy Lin.
And you want to be a part of that?
Madison. Have you ever been on a Knicks game?
No.
It's a different vibe. It's a different vibe. It's just fun. I mean,
like, you got like the Knicks, and you also got LA. Like, those.
I've never been to a Lakers game in LA. I've been to more than one Boston Celtics game in Boston. Okay. And I've been to more than one Knicks game, Madison Square Garden. The Garden's just special.
You know what? We should go to all of them.
Scratch Salt Lake City off.
Yeah.
Scratch.
No, like, when I say all of them, I just mean like the ones that we think that are special.
The only ones that are special are LA, Staples Center.
About more than just basketball. Oh. Like, I want to go to, like, we should go to a Green Bay game.
I'm not gonna say.
You want to do a stadium tour? I need a couple years though. But
look,
I'm a little spoiled being in Baltimore.
I'm down to do this after the World Cup because I'm going ham for the World Cup. So after that, I'm down for whatever.
I'm going to a Cowboys game this year in Dallas. I'm going to a Ravens game. I'm going to
what game? You going to the Ravens game?
Buffalo Bills. And I'm going to. I gotta figure out, but I want to go to a Warriors game. I want to see him in the Bay. I've never been to the Bay. I'm trying to. Yeah. I wasn't traveling a whole bunch before, like recently, so I want to go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go when they play the Mavs. That would be legit.
Warriors Mavs.
Yeah,
I'm down for that.
Yeah,
I'm down for that. But anyway, yeah. So moving on from that, I do want to talk about I'll just mention a quick few re-ups. Zion got his max. Bradley Beal got his max from Washington. Jokic got his max from Denver. Booker got his max from Phoenix. I think that's all the max guys that re-upped that I can think of. Oh, Ja Morant got his max from Memphis, or is about to get his max. And out of all those, the only two mistakes I think were Zion and Beal. And that kind of goes back to I don't mind paying Zion, but he would have had to prove me. I need to see it for another season. Like I would.
Wouldn't he be a free agent?
Huh?
He would be a free agent, right?
No, I think it's what, 2 more years. He would have had 2 more years.
Oh, okay, I get you.
Yeah, I think he would have had 2 more years. So it's like I would have had to see it for the next season. It's just they allow you to sign the extension early. But I understand it from a New Orleans
shit. You understand it from Zion's side for sure.
Oh, wait, for sure. I'm signing it immediately.
Yeah, he said that's what he said. He's like, I couldn't wait to sign it. And I was like, yeah, of course you couldn't.
Yeah, I bet you can't. The Bradley Beal aspect of it, it just goes back to the conversation we had earlier. You need to either bottom out or be like that, be at the top. What I would have did if I was the Wizards, like mid trade deadline, is who want him? Who want him? Who want him? For what? Who want him? Who want him? Lakers? No? Okay. Houston? Who want? Hey, Brooklyn. Yeah. What y'all want to do? Like I would have sent them out.
I would have sent them to OKC and give me all your picks.
Hey, that too. Like, because Bradley Beal does not move the needle enough. He cannot be your main guy. He's much better as your second guy, even better as your third. And I would have not paid him that much money. He'll be making what, $50 million at some point. And that is fucking insane to me. But not for him. Hey,
it's 50.2.
I love to see a black man get paid. So good for you, my guy. But from a GM perspective, I guess you just have to do it, but you don't really have to.
Hey, 50.2. Cool.
As a resident Wizards fan here, keep it quick. It's is Bradley Beal worth $50 million a year? No, but it's not his fault. So it's basically the way I look at it. The Wizards just haven't been able to build anything, and we've been mediocre or below mediocre for 20 years now. It's just what it is, and I think that Beal doesn't move anywhere because Beal doesn't want to go anywhere. He likes his situation.
Oh, because he was going to get $250 million.
Have you seen? Hold on. Have you seen how much Bradley Beal has made in the NBA?
Yeah.
Do you know how much he'll make after this contract's over? He's at $500 million.
Yeah.
$500 million.
Yeah, his family set, and he's getting half of that in the next 5 years.
That's why I'm like, it's all Wizards fans overall are just kind of like, fuck, we're gonna. But the only thing that we can all our hats on is because, and I know you're gonna say it, because Chris Stapps can't stay on the court, and because Brad got shut down. I'm just prefacing sometimes. Yeah, I've heard you say it before. We haven't seen this team in full on the court. And I think Wizards fans overall, we know this is not a contending team. This is a play-in to maybe at the peak, just above play-in. I mean, if Chris Stapps and Beal can play at their peak that they've ever played, we're just above play-in. But
no, you better than that. Like, come on.
I'm looking at the rest of the East, and I'm looking at Giannis. I'm looking at the rest of the guys. I'm looking at where the seeding would be, even if we played above.
If you look at those two players,
so we're talking about Knicks KP, Bradley Beal. What, 2 years ago? 3 years ago?
2 years ago.
And he had injuries in between, so like he's actually healthy this time. He shut himself down so that he can come back, and actually, him and KP are fully healthy right now.
He shut his shit down to make sure that trade value didn't move.
But we're gonna say that we're gonna say that he say that.
I'm signing that fucking deal.
I hope Dallas trades for him.
Beal?
Yeah.
I thought so too. Like, just based on like I went to the Mavs Wizards game, right? And I saw the interactions between Bill and the coaches. And I, like, at that point I was like, damn, Bill has to go there, but not at 250. Fuck that. No. Ain't no way. Like, that man is a Wizard for life. It reminded me of the fucking the Gilbert Arenas deal.
Yeah. Give me Pete Gilbert over Beal.
I have an interesting,
but it reminded me of that deal.
I want to revisit with the KD stuff. I think I found the team, because based off the city stuff that I think he needs, being low key, and like a team that could push to win a championship. I think I have the team that we didn't talk about. Memphis.
What would they have to give up for KD?
Jaren Jackson and Desmond Bane and a bunch of picks. If you're Memphis, you try to hold on to Bane for dear fucking life. But if they say we need Bane to go with Jaren Jackson, you make that fucking move. Because you still have Brandon Clark. You still have
Zaire. Give up Brooks.
You give up Brooks if you need to, but you still have, or you have Brooks. And that's a championship team. That's a championship team.
It is, but I also think that as immature as Memphis is shown to be, adding KD to that mix from a personality standpoint, I think they might have some issues.
Have they shown some immaturity?
Yeah.
Have they shown some? Did we see?
No, tell me about it.
Like the playoffs last year, on and off. Yeah, Ja's Twitter.
They got like women over there shaking ass. Like,
just saying,
like with his dad.
I'm just saying, if you bring in KD, who's supposed to be like the wily, the veteran that comes in and is like, all right, I'm the guy. We know he's not the leader, so it's Ja's team.
It is Ja's team.
It's Ja's team, but that's the way that Ja rocks
turn on Ja.
Yeah, but I don't know if
I think KD would love that type of environment. I don't think that stuff bothers him because now you would have two Twitter finger teammates. You have Twitter finger teammates. He could talk shit with them on Twitter. Like that's of his ilk.
Right, keep it online.
You know what? It would be interesting as fuck just because of the animosity between Memphis and Golden State.
Right.
That would be fun.
Right.
But I don't know.
I think that's the best. That's the second best option for him outside of Golden State. Like, it's like Miami, Memphis, Phoenix. Like,
now best option from an entertainment standpoint was the only thing I care about is either Golden State or Golden State's number 2. Number 1, I have a new number 1. Oklahoma City. If Oklahoma City,
I already said that.
Oh, what did you? I didn't pay attention. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, fair enough. My bad. I'm sorry. OKC to me would be amazing considering the long road that they've gone on just to get KD back would be incredible.
But like when you look at that team,
like if they had to trade all those picks.
Nah, well you can take the picks. Like look at the roster they have.
No, so here, all right. If you're OKC, do you trade all the future picks you have for KD?
Not all the extra future picks they have.
All of them.
All the extras?
Yes. No, all the picks.
Yes.
No, not all the picks.
All the picks.
No, they have so many picks. You don't need to trade all of them. Why give
you might
10 when you
like
give
I'm saying
like
if you're but I'm saying if you're not going to maybe if you don't trade a player, just does Brooklyn accept Oklahoma City's future as far as possibilities for KD?
Like OKC's roster, because they have Chet, they have Giddey, they have Shah. Like you add KD, and no, Steven Adams is in Memphis.
I still think that's too an immature team for KD. I don't think they have success immediately.
No, like when you look at it, like think about it this way. What does KD do? Like he works. He doesn't talk. He just works. If you have a young, impressionable team and they just see KD working,
you need a combo of both.
They're just going to follow suit.
You got to have a combo of both. That's why I appreciated Russ with the Wizards a year ago. Russ isn't too rah. He isn't. What Russ is like, hey, no, youngins, this is how we fucking get it in. This is how we practice. This is how we do this. And then you lead by example.
Okay.
Which is why, like Katie's tweet this morning about nobody knows unless you were in the gym or training with me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like those got to be the most boring goddamn training sessions. Quiet as shit.
I don't think so.
Thing, that just came through.
Come on, bro. You know that.
No, I mean other than watching him ball, of course.
No, and you know he talks shit.
So like, Minnesota called about Kevin Durant, but the talk stopped because they weren't willing to include Cat and Anthony Edwards.
Did you say and? They wanted both.
All right, so look, if we know that New York is asking for that, the only place I can see him going is
Phoenix. Oh, you Brooklyn?
Yeah,
don't say New York. Don't say New York.
I mean, come on, bro.
Don't say New York, man. That's fucked up shit. Don't do that.
All right, and so
they're the best team.
They're still not the best. It doesn't matter. They will always be second fiddle. I don't give a fuck what happens in Brooklyn. It's fucking Brooklyn.
Look, the New York Fandom coming out.
No, I'm just saying it's gentrified as Brooklyn. It's Brooklyn. It'll always just be Brooklyn.
So our next
every Spike Lee movie's in Brooklyn. Do you see him rocking an next jersey?
Our next to last topic is going to be the deals that you liked in free agency so far. It's some that we haven't talked about, some that those kind of deals that fly under the radar, but are important to championship teams. I'll start. I really liked Gary Payton II going to the Blazers. That's a good get for them. I hate that we lost him.
They overpaid a little bit.
Slight, but not. It's probably like a couple mil. So you got to overpay, especially if you're Portland. Who wants to live in Oregon?
Whoa! Strip club. They have more strip clubs per capita than anywhere else in the world.
Yeah, strip club capital of the world.
Yeah, I love that place.
All right,
who gives a shit?
Beautiful.
So outside of that,
green.
I like the Knicks getting the Clippers former center Harrison. I think that was a great get for them.
Yeah.
Yes. I thought that was a great pickup for them. I liked Golden State replacing Gary Payton II with Dante DiVincenzo. I thought that was a good move and re-upping on Kevon Looney.
All right, you gonna go through all the picks, huh?
No, just
I like that one. I like this one.
Right. And I'm like, fam, let us add our shit too.
I'm looking through them. I'm trying to find one.
All right, I got two because before you took one already. So Looney,
we could double up.
During the playoffs, right? They were saying how Looney was projected to get like $20 million a year, and you got him for under 10. So, yeah, it's a nice little hometown discount. Other than that, I do want to say I like the John Wall deal for the Clippers.
Has that happened yet?
Yeah, 2 years, 13.2 million. So that's not a lot. Like when you compare it to him getting 40 million before. So he got bought out by Houston, and then he signs with the Clippers for another 13.
I forgot one. It was probably my favorite one. Joe Ingles to the Bucks.
Oh, fair.
That's fucking clutch. That's what they need.
And it's only 6.5 million.
Yeah, if Middleton gets hurt again, okay, fine. Ingles in the corner. Ingles, get your ass in that corner.
Oh, I got another one.
Well, we gotta let K-Dot go.
Yeah, go ahead, K-Dot.
Keep the New York vibe. Jalen Brunson. I just think I think it's kind of exciting. Yeah, I like it. I like it, but just in the sense of entertainment value for giving the Knicks fans a lot of excitement to be completely disappointed by midseason.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like Jalen Brunson's not that type of player.
That's not what Knicks fans think.
Oh, he's not going to run down the court and just be dunking on people. Like
that's not what Knicks fans say.
Oh, he's like a center that's a fucking point guard. But
he's a pure point. He's a point guard.
But I think point guard, but like he has a footwork of like a
but with the money that they're looking at Linsanity 2.0. They're thinking this is going to be Starberry, but good, but better. This is I think he'll give them 20 a game. I think Knicks fans will kill for that.
Yeah, so I think. Fair.
Also, Bobby Porter's getting the deal with the Bucks in the sense of him making more money because he took the cut last year.
Yeah,
good. I really like Milwaukee. Milwaukee's already my favorite going into the season the same way they were last
year. Yeah, any team out of the East.
We got to address something. Can y'all explain to me why Andre Drummond is signing these small ass deals?
Nobody wants him.
The market's kind of dictating.
I don't know, but I don't know why.
He's unplayable in the playoffs. Did you see him?
You really like Drummond.
I do.
Yeah.
Like, wow. I'm not saying like as a starting center, but as a backup. But like he signed for 2 years and 6.6. That's 3.2. That's $3.3 million a year. That's ridiculous.
All Drummond does is rebound and make stupid mistakes.
All I need him to do is rebound. Like if you look at you saw what killed us against y'all.
I understand what you need him to do, but he's also gonna make the stupid mistakes.
Hey,
Drummond's also one of those dudes that you cannot believe
with
he's
Brooklyn,
only 28 years old. Like he looked like he's 43.
He just came to the league early. Like look at Bradley Beal, same thing.
I used to root for him with the Pistons, but he just didn't have it. He's not that guy. He's not that guy.
Bradley Beal's 29.
Yeah, I've been a Wizards fan, so I felt it.
Yeah, but like if you look at anybody else who's not a Wizards fan, that's crazy.
Well, no, the biggest one is Steven Adams.
How old Steven Adams?
Guess how old Steven Adams is.
I would say
probably. Hold on, let me do this.
I would say 29.
28.
Yeah, so he's right around there. But that's the thing is like most people, Steven Adams.
Remember just fucking Steph Curry is what 34.
Yeah,
like that makes sense.
Nah, that kind of like fucked me up.
Dog, how all Golden State's old now, dog.
I know. No, I'm saying Steph Curry's age fucked me up.
Yeah,
it hasn't fucked me up. Remember, I was putting him in the LeBron
like
generation.
Babyface assassin. Like you look at me like, yeah, he's still young.
Nah, light skin do crack. Light skin cracks past a certain point. I say it as a light skin dude. We crack.
Al Horford's old as hell too.
All right, let's wrap this
but
up.
He's old,
but he don't look old.
And finish up. What are your thoughts on USC and UCLA joining the Big Ten?
I've been predicting this. Have I not said the NCAA will cease to exist in 10 years?
Yes.
Okay. What do you mean where? I've been saying that like
I've been predicting that UCLA and USC.
No, not these two teams. No, it's the fact that you what you
have. I was thinking too. I was going to call him out on it, but I knew what he meant when he.
I was like, bruh.
No, the big concept, guys. Big concept. The idea that right now, I was talking about Brennan. Brennan's been on this pod, or no, was it the district about it? Whatever.
He was on the
police brutality thing.
Yeah,
got it. So I was talking to Brennan about what we think the landscape will look like in 10 years. Mm-hmm. And my thought is that the NCAA might exist, but it's going to be for very, very small schools with programs that don't really matter in the national sense. Other than that, what they're going to have is basically the collegiate football league and the collegiate basketball league. And you'll have schools that kind of opt in to play, and you'll have their own playoff system, their own salaries for these guys, maybe their own incentives on what it is they do scholarship-wise for education, maybe a 4-year voucher that you can redeem at any point in time, at any time after your career, whatever, to then come back and actually go to school. The NCAA is broken. It has been broken. Now that the floodgates are starting to open as far as paying these athletes, they've got to switch it up. And what you're going to start seeing is these programs which are looking at the dollars and cents of how much they got to start making some moves. And look, I'm happy about it because all I want to see is this is kind of the amateur professionals is the way I say it. It's almost like a farm league is what I want to see the collegiate athletes be, football wise and basketball. Fuck these stupid ass like rivalries that don't matter. Let's make it shit. Let's make this shit legit and let's get some fucking money behind it.
I think the NCAA is just going to end up just being only the tournaments, really, and each school is going to be its own business. To where each year they create their own schedule, where it's say like, all right, this year we want to play like if we're UNC, we gotta play Duke every year. Like that's just a given. There's too much money generated from that. Like I don't give a shit if we're playing Georgia Tech. Fuck that. Like I'd rather spend that money and play like fucking UConn or some shit like that. I don't know. But I can see that being where it ends up going. Like I like where you're going with it, K-Dot. But I mean, as long as people get paid, that's all that really matters. Like looking at it from what we know right now, USC and UCLA being in the Big Ten makes no fucking sense because you're going to have those kids fly across country and then have to play all their games and then go back home. Like they got to have all their home games and shit. Like they're student athletes still.
We don't. That's right? The thing that you got to realize. We don't care about that part. That part's about to go away.
Oh,
That part's about to go away. No one gives a fuck about. That's what I'm saying. Vouchers for the education that don't even need to be redeemed when you're there playing football or basketball. If you said, "Hey, we can," if you agreed to say, "I'm going to USC," I'm going to USC to play football. Okay, so you know what I can do? I can sign up to just take general studies classes, right? And that's all I take while I'm here playing for USC. My main focus is doing what I can for the football team. After I'm done in my football career at USC, if I don't make the NFL draft, if I do make it to the NFL and I'm play for 3 years, I can then go back and get my degree free of charge, 4 years from USC. But what they have to do is figure out a way to, it's going to be more of a business than it is that sham that they've been calling the whole education thing.
It's a legit sham.
Yep. I agree. I think I'm just I've saw this coming too.
I don't know.
My thing right now is just to see like how it unfolds, like what happens to create the big super conference that is no longer the NCAA. Is it just going to be, Big Ten and the SEC just gonna, hey, we're gonna have our own thing, but we're not gonna include some of the other Power 5 teams, or is it just all gonna be all the Power 5 teams are just gonna combine? And I just want to see how it unfolds, and like how long it takes, because I know that the Big Ten was also saying that they're waiting on Notre Dame to make a decision, and so they want Notre Dame as well. And yeah, I'm really interested to see, are we just gonna have like 30 colleges, which is like, hey, it's gonna be like 30 colleges, and not including some of the weaker Power 5 teams, and then in the other schools would be like NCAA teams, like the Group of 5 teams and stuff like that. That I'm just really interested to see how this plays out. I think it's for the better for the student players, in terms of making money, in terms of their career, all that good stuff. And so I just want to see how it plays out.
I want to see the schools that are legit at basketball start thinking about this too. I think once they start splintering the basketball and football, because there's not a lot of programs that are great at both, to really start really getting this kind of figured out. The only thing they need to do is get enough of the college basketball teams, because that's the main thing for the NCAA. They own the rights to March Madness. The idea that you can create an alternative to March Madness in that tournament would be the death knell for the NCAA.
Yeah.
Like if you had a football where they could have a playoff, like a football playoff that's akin to what the NFL does, but the athletes are getting paid. You add on top of that financial incentive, huh?
They have a playoff now.
I'm saying more teams involved as far as the playoff. But I'm saying, but if you put incentive, if the money started getting really generated, that they did not have to share Title IX with the rest of everybody, right? What do you have? You have a situation in which you could say, hey, if you play in the playoff game, every athlete gets $5,000. Winning team gets an additional $10,000, every player. And if you're MVP of any particular game, here's another $50,000. There could do all kinds of things to incentivize making sure these guys play. You could also 5 years of eligibility. Make it a real amateur league. You can play for 5 years, full eligibility. If you're not ready to get to the draft, keep coming back. Let's keep going. Let's run it back. You can do all sort of things to make it a true, real farm system, and to make sure that everybody's kind of getting paid and getting taken care of. There is so much money to be made in college football and basketball, but right now with this whole guise of the way they do everything, it's bullshit.
Oh, it's been bullshit. I agree with you.
Yep. All right. With that said, that was a great show, guys. Let's head into some final thoughts. I'll pop this one off and say, Stranger Things killed it with this second, this volume 2 release. I really wish they would have released it all at one time, but man, the last 2 episodes were 4 hours basically, and they ended it really well. I really like what they did with it. I would have paid to see the finale in theaters. Is how good I thought it was.
I gotta start over.
I thought the villain was great. I love what they did with him. I love the feel of the 4th season. It's my favorite season easily, and I'm really anxious to see how they end it with the last season, which is going to be season 5.
How many episodes per season?
Like 8 or 10.
Okay.
Like 8.
I tapped out of season 2. I need to go back because I thought it was going to end it after like season 4. So I was like, oh, that'll be a great binge, because I think Stranger Things is an amazing binge.
That's like number 2. Yeah.
Huh?
I'm gonna binge it because I only seen one episode.
I loved it. I thought it was great. It was just then everybody started coming out with like this whole 80s nostalgia kids on bicycles bit. So it's like it was just
when
like,
you say 80s kids on bicycles, I think of it.
Right. We need another Ghostbusters. Like we need all these kind of things. We're just white kids in the suburbs.
And then they put her, Billy Bobby Brown, in Ghostbusters.
I know, it was weird. It's weird.
It. Fuck that movie.
See a bunch of white kids on bicycles in their very nice neighborhoods. It's just getting
fuck storm drains. Fuck all of it.
What was my final thought that I wanted? I completely forgot. Shit. All right. The Boys is great. Yeah, it is the wildest show on television. And I'm having so much fun with it. And this is a show in which I did binge to get to this point, but I actually think this is one of those shows that is so much better not binging. Which is you have some of these shows that you don't want to binge because of the conversation that happens each week. It's kind of like how I love what HBO does as far as their rollouts with certain shows. But like We Own the City. Sometimes you need a week to breathe between the episodes to have a good conversation about it. Whereas you have some shows that you just need to kind of get through and you can talk about how it was overall. I think that The Boys is great for that. There's a lot of really fun conversation that could happen week to week with the show. And I wish more shows just honestly knew that. And it wasn't based on network, more about whatever it is that the product itself is, so the art itself is.
Okay. All right. For me, Barcelona's making some deals. Thank God. Fucking finally. Dembele is now a free agent. Your agent is the worst fucking agent I've ever heard in my life, I've ever seen. It's ridiculous. Imagine like Zach LaVine. No, never mind. Fuck it. But yeah, so good. Yeah, I'm just really happy that Barcelona is able to make some fucking moves finally. We're not poor. Like shit. We need to make some more signings and we're gonna be back on top. That's all I got.
How you build
like,
on that?
No, because like Dembele like really pisses me off, man. He really pisses me off. Like, just imagine having like a Zach LaVine talent, and your agent is just like, you know what? We want 65 million a year, and it's like, no, not when you were making 20. We're not gonna give you 60. Like the fuck. And then he's like, yeah, we got all these other offers. And it's like, no, you don't. They signed this person. They don't need you. So are you going to sign here or what? Yeah, so whatever. I think he's going to renew, but we'll see. Dembele really just pisses me off because I like him, but I hate his agent. His agent's the worst. I hate the agent. And he's black too, man. That's what it's like. Come on, bro. You can't be doing this shit. You make us look bad.
Oh, I don't know why that's so funny, but it is.
Which part? Which part was funny to you?
All of it.
Okay. Because I was laughing for particular reasons. I don't know if it was the same reason. So just...
all of it. It's just I hate them, Billy. Oh man, I love you, James. I love you so much. Oh man, that was a great episode too.
But all right, 4th of July weekend. Let's get off of here.
Did y'all watch Top Gun?
Yeah, Maverick. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Shit, that was my final thought.
That was a great movie.
It was.
It was a great fucking movie.
Might be movie of the year so far.
All right, movie of the year.
Yeah, but I still need to watch Everything Everywhere All at Once and The Northman. I heard those were really good.
Everything Everywhere All at Once I have owned for 3 weeks and I still haven't been able to watch it.
The Northman is
The Northman is Northman was great.
It was.
It's not my favorite this year, but it's not. It's
it wasn't bad. It's just like cool.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Before we end,
I like Top Gun.
Before we end, well, you know what? Nope, fuck it. Bye, everybody.